and welcome back to my channel. So I have exciting news. I have in fact finished reading What Beauty There Is by Corey Anderson. This book was so good. I finished it yesterday. Me and my gram had a little reading party and we both finished our books, but I did finish this one yesterday. It is so good. I did mean to annotate a few more, but I was reading this on and off during work yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and then yesterday I just continued on reading and I couldn't even bother annotating or anything like that because I was just so involved in the story. It is just so good. It is so heartbreaking, but I highly recommend this book. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only reason I'm not giving it a full 5-star rating is because the way it ended it is not the way I thought. The ending did not come out the way that I anticipated. It is just so shocking. I was not expecting that, and I just wish it ended differently. That is my personal opinion, even though it is so good. It is beautifully written. It is heartbreaking, but the writing is so beautiful. I really love the way the story is written. There's some beautiful lines in here. They stuck to me, but I just couldn't bother. This book was one of those books that you just cannot put down. I couldn't even bother annotating or highlighting. I just kept reading. It was just so good. So in case you don't know, or if you're new to my channel, I did talk a little bit about this book, but just to recap, it is about these teenage boy and girl named, the girl's name is Ava, and then you have Jack, and then Jack has a little brother named Matthew, and they both are kind of forced to kind of meet by fate, if that makes sense, because it was only a matter of time before their roads kind of crossed, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to describe it without giving any spoilers, but basically Ava's dad and Jack's father were involved in a robbery, and her dad framed Jack's dad. So his dad became, basically, he took the fall for the murder when they were robbing this place, and his dad ends up in prison while her father kind of remained free. No one ever caught him. No one ever caught on to what they did or who he is and anything like that. So basically she knows who her father is. She knows how evil he is. He is pure evil, guys. He is just terrible in this story. I wish he would have got what he deserved, but that's the thing with the story. He actually doesn't, and I was not expecting that. I really wish he did. But anyway, Ava and Jack are kind of forced to kind of meet at some point, but I love their dynamics. I love the way they talk to each other. I just love their connection, and it's because they both come from really extreme traumatic backgrounds, and they both have the burden of who their fathers are, and they just carry that weight with them. And then Jack's little brother, Matthew, oh my god, I love Matthew. He is just so sweet. There was so many points where I was so scared that the little brother was going to get hurt at some point. He kind of does, but it's okay. Jack saves him and Ava. But oh my god, I don't want to give too much away, but this book had me at the edge of my seat. I just kept wanting to read. I kept wanting to know what was going to happen. And this is easy. Like, you can finish this in a day. That's how fast the reading is. It is like every 5 or so pages is the next chapter. So this is a fast read. I highly recommend this book if you like basically characters that are flawed, they're messy, they carry the burdens of their bloodline or their parents, and they're just trying to find their way through life. It's kind of like a coming of age kind of story. I highly recommend this book. It was just so good. There was a point where, it's not a spoiler or anything, but there is a certain point where Matthew gets kidnapped basically by Ava's father, and I had to walk around and do some laps and play with Wyatt and throw him the ball a little bit because I had to walk away. I was just like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's all good. There's this whole thing. But anyway, I highly recommend this book. It is so good, so sad, but it is so good, and the author writes beautifully. Her words are almost poetic. She has so many great lines that she writes in a way kind of like Tahara Mafi, where she describes certain things that I wish I had the power to write like that, just so beautifully, or that talent just to write so poetically. She just writes so beautifully. I highly recommend this book. I did look up if this author has any other books, but I couldn't find any on Amazon, unfortunately. But I would definitely pick up any of her books that she if I ever find any, if she ever writes anymore. But yeah, anyway, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really like this book. It is not a book that I would like read over and over again because it is sad. It is very heartbreaking, but it is a beautiful story, and it is one I'll come back to, but it's just very emotional. So anyway, here is another book read and completed this year. I'm so excited about it. I'm so happy I got to this early on. It's just, oh my god, it is so beautiful. And once again, I just love the cover. Just so beautiful. I love Jack, I love Ava, I love Matthew. It is so good. It is so good. I highly recommend trying this. Please try it. It is so good. But anyway, more reading updates. Me and Cowboy are still on to our buddy read for 5 Broken Blades. I believe, yes, we are on chapter 21. Well, I'm on chapter 21. I believe he still has to catch up, but we are going to get back to this as soon as possible. We just have a couple things coming up recently. But my next book that I am going to read is Night Shift by Annie Crown. I'm so excited about this book. I've been anxious to pick it up, and honestly, after this wild and emotional read, I need to read something fun and quick and easy and just a good time. So definitely gonna read this one next. I'm so excited about it. So this is gonna be my next read. I'm not gonna do a reading vlog today, but this is definitely going to be my next read. I'll probably read a little bit this evening. I do have work early tomorrow morning, but maybe before bed I will get to read this a little bit. So this is going to be my next read, and I'm very excited about that. And I just picked up some books recently. I picked up 1 book, and then my mom brought me 2 books. But I did want to mention, I did end up updating my little reading tracker here. So I just wrote down the books that I've read so far, and then I gave my star ratings. So I really love this idea. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp, instead of my name or something like that, I'm just gonna like stamp like books read in 2025 or something like that. So I really love this. I just love the way it looks, like just very, I don't know, just very bookish, if that makes any sense. Obviously it's a bookmarker, but I just love it. And then I feel if I fill up the list kind of quickly, all I'm gonna do is add more, because I do have like a pack of them, and then I'll just kind of hook them onto here, and now I have like a whole little, you know, flip through of them. So I really like this. It's so nice. I just love it. It's so satisfying just filling in like the star ratings. So I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm really excited about keeping track of all of my books. But now on to the little mini book haul. I did end up picking up If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. This book has been everywhere. I've seen it on Book Talk. I've seen it on Instagram. I just seen it everywhere. It is very popular. I don't know what it's about though, but it says if he had been with me, everything would have been different. So I'm very anxious to get to this. This is probably going to be high on my TBR list. I haven't created my TBR shelf yet, but I have it there. So when I know I'm going to rearrange it, this is definitely going on that shelf. But yeah, if any of you have read this book, let me know if it's worth the read. But this is very popular. I believe there's a part 2 to this book, but I'm very anxious to get to this one. And then we have, my mom bought me these 2 new books yesterday, and it is called Ellie Is Cool Now by Victoria Fulton and Faith McLaren. And basically, I think this is supposed to be like, how do I say this? It's kind of like a funny book, I want to say, kind of like a comedy, if that makes sense. But it says, meet the girl who's most likely to make everything worse. That sounds funny. I believe it's about a girl who kind of has to go to her high school reunion, and everything just starts falling apart. I haven't read the synopsis thoroughly, but when I read a little bit, that's basically what I got from it. But it sounds like a good time, and I'm anxious to pick this up. So if any of you have read this book, please let me know. And then I believe we have a fantasy. I don't know if this one is book 1 or book 2, but it says A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. Just look at this stunning cover. I love it. And actually, I just noticed in the back it says the story continues in the Queen of Gilded Horns. Ooh, that sounds really good. So this looks very interesting. I'm very excited to pick it up. And it says, a dark and bloody delight, a seductive tapestry of extraordinary magic delving into the terrifying lengths of we'll go to claim our destiny. That sounds really good. So I'm very anxious to get to this book. That is all I have for today's video. I'm sorry it is not like an actual reading vlog, but I just want to give you guys an update and let you know that I have been reading, and I'm very anxious to get to these books that I got recently. But this is definitely going to be my next book that I'm picking up as soon as possible. I am going to get to this probably tonight, and obviously I will post an update on this, or if I decide to do a reading vlog, I'm definitely going to post that. But we have another book read, and I'm just so anxious to get to all these books. I'm just looking forward to it, especially now that I have time to do so much reading. It's going to be a good time. I know it is. But anyway, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.